So now we got a bit of news to get to, so let's get to it and jump right in. Triple H will be on SmackDown tonight, likely to discuss what the same thing he discussed on Monday, and to talk about exactly what he spoke about on Monday regarding that situation. But the fact of the matter is, there are some that wonder if there's maybe more to it than that tonight. As well, tonight there's a question of is Vince going to be at SmackDown? I do think that to a point people debate a lot more than they need to about what has taken place this week, and patience isn't at least a virtue for wrestling fans nowadays. Patience is not a virtue for wrestling fans nowadays, and it's something that a lot of wrestling fans have basically given away because they expect everything to be given to them immediately and instantaneously instead of having to build up and enjoy the build up. Instead of having to watch the build up and enjoy the build up, they're just more willing to they're more willing to um expecting that everything's just going to come to them right out and they're not going to have to wait for it. Which is a damn shame because wrestling is better when you wait. Wrestling is better when you get a good payoff and more satisfying when you get a good payoff. And the story, and you give the story the opportunity to be told and you invest in it and there's more to it. Wrestling is better when there's layers and it's not just super simplistic. But I think that also it would be more interesting if Triple H came out and started a story. If Vince McMahon wants to come back, why not let Triple H, why not make it into a story? Why not make it into an angle? We could break this down on Sunday, but why not make it into an angle of some kind? Let's see what happens tonight, but I have some ideas that maybe we'll talk about on Sunday. But now we got some quick hits, and that is Chelsea Green was apparently sent to the hospital with a stomach issue and a gallbladder issue on WrestleMania weekend. So we wish nothing but the best and hope that she can heal up to 100% in the very quick, not too distant future, so we can see Chelsea Green on our TV screens once again. So nothing but the best to Miss Chelsea Green. An update on, yesterday was a lot having to do, yesterday had a lot to do with AEW, today has a lot to do with WWE. An update on Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes and that feud. Expectation was that it was a Vince McMahon thing and that Vince McMahon did, it was Vince McMahon's idea. Vince McMahon made it happen, blah, 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 blah. Number one, Brock needs to turn heel because Brock's a better heel. He's a better brooding heel. He had his opportunity to be a babyface. And, he's better. He's just better as a heel. Frankly. But according to reports, Brock Lesnar, this story was something that was put in place over a month ago, and it was not something that was just spur of the moment, a part of a rewrite or something like that. It was something that has been in place for a while, point is. And fact of the matter is, like I said, I believe on Tuesday, I liked Brock Lesnar turning heel. I liked how ferocious Brock looked, how brooding Brock looked, and how, it looked for Cody. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I enjoyed it. And that's basically all it is that I enjoyed it. I think it freshened, I think it did something to much need, as it was much needed to freshen Brock up. and it took a good step forward. I enjoyed it, especially if Roman's not going to be on the upcoming pay-per-views. Having Brock there would be another welcome sight. Even though I think it's more likely that Brock also will not be a part of WrestleMania, Backlash in San Juan. I also would say that if anything, Cody should be gone also, at least until after Backlash, or maybe he should return at Backlash and challenge Brock to the next pay-per-view, which I believe would that be King or Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia? I believe it would be King or Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia. But also an update on Mr. Dwayne. Well, an update on Roman. The update on Roman is that Roman is going to be missing for at least Backlash. There is no confirmation on when Roman will be returning to pay-per-views and being featured on pay-per-views again, but he will not be at Backlash currently, and he is not currently advertised for Money in the Bank or I'm assuming he'll be in Saudi Arabia, but he is not advertised for Backlash or Money in the Bank, which Saudi Arabia is in between Backlash and Money in the Bank, so he could be in Saudi Arabia, but not at the other two. And as far as The Rock is concerned, The Rock basically discounted this year, but left the door open for next year, but did not confirm anything, is basically the easiest way to put it. So we're basically in the same position that we were in this year for next year, but also, did you expect anything less? The last thing I want to say before we wrap up this news video is that AEW Rampage preview is set for tonight, as normal, as is Battle of the Belts, and also tomorrow, Sakura Genesis and Battle Riot 5 will also take place, and we got previews for those events as well. The reason why I did not do a preview for War Chamber yesterday, frankly, it's because I forgot, but also because I've been talking about Battle Riot 5 and keeping you guys up to date on Battle Riot 5 more than I've been keeping you up to date on War Chamber. So I figured we're not losing out on much because I didn't talk much about War Chamber to begin with. Either way, though, that's it for this news video, and I will see you in the next one.